Some people talk about taking on the fights. Talk is good. Motivates people, gets them going, encourages them, supports them. But being in the arena and making change is what really makes a difference. And I'm going to talk about the cigarette case from International Falls to Albert Lea, from Worthington to Red Wing to Winona. You know why? Because it's helped every single person in this room, in this nation, and in this world. And when we took that case on in 1994, and Roberta Walburn sitting right here, and she and I dreamed up the theory to do that. And she almost killed herself in this case. Okay? 1994, nobody had ever beat the cigarette industry, ever. They buried people, and they were proud of it. And they wrote memos about it, how they buried them, and made them spend all their money. They were killing 400,000 Americans, and they were targeting our children. And they were manipulating the nicotine. So we took them on in 94. And in 1997, before we went to trial, they came to the table. Here's $364 billion. But there's a catch. We want immunity, and our secrets stay with us. And we said no. We said no. And every other state, most of whom, and I mean most, who were not even in the lawsuits, came running to the trough to grab the money. We were the only state that said no. And so we fought them. They went to Congress with a bill. Part of the bill was to eliminate our lawsuit, because this settlement that they had of $364 billion gave them immunity. And they didn't have to release their documents. They could keep their secrets. So we tried our case. And the politicians here, Governor Carlson, if you listen to this Ciresi, he's crazy. Turning down $4 billion. And you go back. I'm not making this up, folks. You can go and look at your newspapers back there. Take a look at it. How could somebody turn down $4 billion? Well, I got to tell you, it wasn't easy. But it was the right thing to do. And it was the right thing to do. I learned from my father and my mother who died of cancer when I was 12 years old. And we watched her suffer different times in the 50s. And my dad, who worked 8 to 8 Monday through Fridays and 8 to 10 on Saturdays, and taught me responsibility and accountability, and you got to give back to the common good. I learned those lessons. They were Minnesota lessons. They're Minnesota values. And that's what we did. We said no to the industry. And what happened? We didn't get $4 billion. We got $6 billion. And we got all the documents out, and they don't target our kids anymore. And a Republican, Surgeon General Koop, said that case was one of the most significant public health developments of the second half of the 20th century. Now, that's leadership. And there isn't another candidate running on either side of the aisle who can say that.